and I was telling my wife the other day, Rick, I'm 75 years old. I'm in pretty good shape, I think, in spite of some of the things I had to go through earlier.
Yeah, I think
and so forth. But I want to still enjoy my life, and I want to enjoy. I love Corvettes like you love Corvettes, and I told Sheila, I said, Sheila, I'm going to tell you something here. If anything happens to me in the next couple of years or whatever it is, I'm going to mention this to Rick. I want you to contact Rick, and he'll help you sell that car. And I know he'll treat you fair and treat you right, you know.
Yeah.
But you can always sell that car, and the only person I would trust would be Rick to help you sell it if you had to. Now, I hope I live to be 100.
But I'm still in awe that the fact that I waited for this day, and now it's here, and it's just one of those things where you got to be so appreciative of.
Well, and I know, if you don't mind me saying, I know you sold your last Corvette to buy cars for the grandkids.
Right, that's true.
That's the type of guy you are.
But I didn't know how much I'd miss it.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me on my Sunday Coffee with Conti show. If you're new to this channel, welcome. But man, we share everything and anything relative to Corvette on this channel, from the customer, the car, the marketplace. The overall lifestyle really is something special being a part of this. And for me to have the opportunity to share that with you is really awesome. So thank you again, everybody, for the support and the amazing memories that we've created together. That's kind of what today's show's about. If you watched us earlier in the week, I told you today I wanted to dedicate this show to a good customer and a friend. We've been doing business. He bought a 95 from me in 96. And over the course that we've known each other, he actually bought 5 Corvettes from me. John, and I recorded a phone call too, I'm going to share with you here in just a moment. Going back to, let me just say this too, going back to the time when John got his 2020 C8 Corvette. Again, for a lot of you who are new to the marketplace, I don't think you really realize the magnitude, the pent-up demand that all of us had for this mid-engine Corvette. This was the biggest launch in the history of this car. This is our future. People were on pins and needles, and of course, everything that could go wrong went wrong in 2020, so the anticipation made it even harder and a little bit higher. But I had my Corvette Conti website up, and I said it before, I need to get this thing back on there. But John talks about, in the clip that I'm going to share with you, how he watched that site every day. I would do daily updates on statuses of your order, and he couldn't wait till it got to 3,800 status, and that means the car actually is built. It's alive, as we would say, and waiting for it to be shipped and here and all that fun stuff that comes with buying the car. You know, that anticipation of the order process, staying on the configurator for countless hours, and then when it's time to order, you're totally confused. You don't know what to get. But John knew always what he wanted to get. He talks about that website and really looking back to that time of 2020. Even for those of us that were a part of it, I don't think we really realize. I think we need to step back and realize that that was a time in our lives that we'll probably never see again, but it really makes us appreciate a lot more today. You know what I mean? It was so stressful for me as a retailer, the endless lists and the inconsistency and the unknowns on availability. We joked about it just to get through, but it was frustrating. It really was, because of the anticipation for this car and its amazing heritage. John was an amazing guy. He really was. He talks about my passion being intoxicating and just contagious. But no, John, you were not just a good man. You were a great man, and really, in my opinion, one of the best. A family man, just a good person, and oh my God, did he love Corvettes, really, truly. You saw in the preview clip, he actually sold one of the Corvettes that he bought to buy 2 cars for his grandkids. Just a giving guy. But then he realized when he was vetless, he goes, man, I really miss my car. He really did miss the car, because he was at a stage of his life, that's what he worked so hard for, and now it was time to enjoy that a little bit more. And when he didn't have one, it drove him nuts. Again, I want to share this phone call with you. I am so honored even more so now, honored at the compliments that he gave me. It's very, very touching, and just, I don't even know what to say to some of the things he said about me. I found about his passing well after his funeral, and I'm upset in that regard. because we've been so close for so long. Had I known, I heard that he had 500 people at his funeral. Well, he would have had 501 if somebody would have told me a little bit sooner. That's one of the reasons I wanted to. As soon as I found out, I wanted to do this dedication video and share these highlights of his delivery and the phone call that I've referenced a few times here. But first, a cute story. Some of the people that knew him probably never heard this story. He and I would get together sometimes and we would just go out for breakfast. So we were at McDonald's one day, we're standing in line, he goes to order. He steps up to the line and he says, I'll take a senior coffee. And I went, a what? I was behind him and I go, you'll take a what? A senior coffee? Now you saw in the preview clip, that guy looked fantastic at 75 years old. And he wants a senior coffee, so I start razzing him. He goes, shut up, Rick. He goes, I'm a senior now. I want my proud moment. I go, here, do you want the 10 cents? He goes, no, I want the respect. I want my senior coffee. And so for years, every time I would see him, I said, hey, you need a senior coffee? He goes, shut up, would you? It was just so cute and so funny. And it means a lot to me now, having that memory. I'm going to miss our, I'm going to miss our conversations. He gave me such great advice, encouragement, and not one of the best. John was the greatest. I hope you enjoy him, and thank you again for joining us. I totally missed the segue there. John would smack me. I set it up and I missed it. Thanks for joining us on today's Senior Coffee with Conti. Gonna miss you, John. Now, John doesn't know that I was recording this call. I'm glad that I did. I hope you enjoy the conversation, the things that he said. I hope that Chevrolet actually listens to this, and I appreciate all the kind words that John said.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Just I knew you'd be up early in the morning getting your senior coffee.
I'm up early listening to your blogs every day.
My man.
Every day. You do a great job. I'm telling you, man. I get the biggest kick out of you.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I really do.
Don't ever lose that enthusiasm. That enthusiasm is contagious.
Thanks. Well, it comes from the heart. You know that, so it's not going anywhere, brother.
I know it does.
Thanks, dude. I was just wondering if you've been watching my my tracking page on the website for your car.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you know it's built, right?
Yes, I do.
All right.
3800.
Good. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't hear from you. It's like, hey, my car's alive, man. All right. What's next?
Well, I know you're so busy. I know you're so doggone busy, and then I hate to make you, have to respond back because you probably got thousands of responses you got to get back to people on.
Yeah, I do.
And I thought,
I do.
As long as you keep publishing it and I look at it, and I think I don't know the last time I texted you, but when it was at 3400, I think I texted you. Then you texted me back.
Yeah.
But then I went to 38, and I was so happy.
Yeah. So now it's real, man. I mean, it's been a long time, and I know you wavered back and forth if you were going to order this thing, and then you said, yeah, I am going to get it, and in the end, once you're here getting it, I know you're going to be glad that you got it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I was sitting here trying to think of how many that you've gotten from me, man. I mean, I remember it started with the 95, didn't it?
The 95, then the 10.
Yeah.
The 07. The 07.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, the 07, then the 10, then the 14.
Yep.
Now this one.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible, man.
I appreciate it. I really do. I'm just so happy.
Well, I know you're just like a lot of guys I deal with, that take care of the family and the grandkids, and this car's for you, man. And I know you were hesitant on pulling the trigger, but I'm glad that you did something for yourself on this one. I really am.
Right. No, you know what? And I was telling my wife the other day, Rick, I'm 75 years old. I'm in pretty good shape, I think, in spite of some of the things I had to go through earlier.
Yeah, I think
and so forth. But I want to still enjoy my life, and I want to enjoy. I love Corvettes like you love Corvettes, and I told Sheila, I said, Sheila, I'm going to tell you something here. If anything happens to me in the next couple of years or whatever it is, I'm going to mention this to Rick. I want you to contact Rick, and he'll help you sell that car. And I know he'll treat you fair and treat you right,
Yeah.
But you can always sell that car the only person I would trust would be Rick to help you sell it if you had to. Now, I hope I live to be 100.
Yeah,
Me
too, bro.
Yeah, because I want to buy a Grand Sport when they come out.
You know what? I mean, I always said I want to live to 100, but you know, one of the milestones I want to hit is I want to live to 88 years old, because at 88 years old, when I'm 88, that'll be the 100th anniversary for Corvette. And I told the kids, because remember, they got that time capsule over there on the other side of the original side of the museum, and I said, I don't care what kind of shape I am. I said, you wheel my ass up there, and I want to see them open that time capsule when I'm 88 if I can't make it under my own power.
and you know what? Here's something else. I'm just going to mention this to you for the hell of it. But a good friend of mine, his name is Mark Dickens. He's the guy that works at General Motors up in Detroit. He's really tied into the Camaro end of the sales. He's their high performance guy and all that.
Yeah.
He's knows a lot of people up there. And I told him, I says, Mark, I says, if there's any way you could ever put the word out to some of these guys, you know, I said, Rick Conti would love to be able to drive that car at the Indy 500, just around the track. If that could ever, he'd like to be the first guy that's not a big wig guy at General Motors or whatever, or a celebrity.
Yeah.
I said, that guy's got more passion for that car and is trying to do more to promote General Motors in that car than anybody I know. I said, you can go to these other websites, and these guys, nobody has the passion that Rick Conti does. I said, he deserves that. So I said, if there's anything you can ever do to pass that word on to some of your people up there, that would be a unique thing. It would be good. It would be good advertising. It would be good for everybody.
Man, I wouldn't be able to get behind the wheel, because I'd be crying like a baby if it actually happened, man. I mean, that's how emotional I am about that deal, dude. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know what? That's okay. That would be all right. Even if you did that, that would be fine.
Yeah.
But that would be cool. But I share that passion with you for hopefully that you will be able to do that someday.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still keeping that dream alive, especially the one time I said it real briefly when we announced the 2020 car, and I said it on the vlog, and I know I won't say who it was, but somebody pretty high up said I might as well give up that journey because it'll never happen. And that's the worst thing they could have said to me, because now I'm going to push harder and harder, and I'm going to be in their face. I'm going to do more things for the community and let people know they're like, you know what? And they'll be sitting around the table one day. Who's for a pace car driver? Somebody call that Rick guy in Ohio and just let him drive.
Right.
Maybe I can wear him down. You know, if I can wear him down.
Rick, I'm telling you, it would be a good promotional thing. It would be great. General Motors. It would show a lot of things. It would show appreciation for what you've done for the car. It would show. It would highlight the fact that there's such a following for that car, and you're part of it. You made that happen.
Yeah, and that's what I said, and it wasn't really a gimmick. It was really true. I mean, it's like, put a guy that loves the car, respects the car, behind the wheel of a Corvette. I even said this a couple of years ago when I was going for the campaign and all that kind of stuff. If Indy called me and they said, hey, Rick, you can be the pace car driver this year, and it was a Mustang for the pace car, I wouldn't do it, because it's not about being the driver. It's a combo. It's the driver in Corvette.
Right,
that's what's so significant about this.
No, I don't blame you. But you know, the other thing, to keep promoting yourself the way you do, because that's contagious. And you're whether you realize it or not, you're kind of a legend in the industry of Corvettes.
No, not at all. I don't look at myself like that, though, man. I don't.
Well, you don't consider yourself like that, but people know you. The word's out there.
I appreciate
people know you. You say Rick Conti, they know who you're talking about.
I appreciate
at
that.
least all the people I come in contact with.
Somebody said one time, they said, hey, you know, because I talked about the Indy thing, and they said, well, Rick, you are a celebrity within the Corvette community. The problem is you're not famous. And I'm like, well, wait.
But you are in so many aspects of it, especially with this new car and the fact that so many people are paying attention to it. Your name becomes more and more out there just because of the interest. Now, this car did generate a hell of a lot more interest than.
Dude, you know me for 25, 26 years. I'm just a regular guy that digs the car, digs the customer. And if I'm dealing with a customer that digs the car, then it's a great conversation.
Rick, you're one of those kind of persons that when you walk into a room, you're noticed. Your people recognize.
No, that's only because I dress like an idiot sometimes.
No, not that. Not that. I'm saying you have you light up the room when you're in there because of your presence and your enthusiasm.
Dude, I love
I'm
you,
just
man.
I'm just telling you that I see in you some of the things that I have and I had when I was in sales.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this real quick story, but a guy told me once, you'll be successful, John, if you keep your enthusiasm and your sincerity. Because that's why he hired me. He said, there was 13 other guys that applied for this job, and most of them had more sales experience than I did. And he ends up hiring me. But I was after him the whole time during that period. I kept saying, calling him, did you hire anybody yet? Did you hire anybody? I want that job. I'll prove to you that I can be the best guy you ever hired. I would sell myself. Is what I was doing. I didn't realize it, but I was selling myself.
Right.
And when he finally hired me, he said, I'm gonna go ahead and hire you. He said, I'm gonna give you a shot at this, And I knew nothing about that industry, which was kind of unusual. I knew a lot about the ferrous metal industry. I didn't know nothing about non-ferrous. But
you know what you knew a lot about, though, John? You knew a lot about people and how to communicate, and I think that's a big difference.
Exactly. I think that's one of the things he saw me. But I'll never forget this because it helped me through my whole career. He said, if you can keep that enthusiasm and that sincerity, he says, you'll be successful. And believe me, in the beginning, I had a lot of doors shut. I had a lot of people wouldn't see me, stuff like that.
Right.
And it just motivated me more. I thought, no, I'm gonna pursue this. This is good. This is my dream. This is what I want to do. And my career was stellar in so many ways for my own personal satisfaction.
Right.
I mean, that's what I got out of it more than anything was the personal satisfaction that I knew I accomplished a lot for what I was able to, present to the industry. So anyhow, you're the same way. I see that in you, and I love it. And I like to see you have some of the fruits of your labor because you deserve it.
Thanks, man.
Dream about picking that car up or thinking about it.
Right.
And then when it actually happens, you're almost kind of overwhelmed a little bit.
Ta-da! I wanted to get your face the first time you get. Hey, do me a favor, hold this for me if you would. I promised I'd give this guy a big giant hug, man.
Thanks so much,
man. Congratulations.
No, I'm happy for all of us.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, man. This is John. This is the guy from the phone call. Now, let me tell you something. Look at this guy real close. I'm going to embarrass you. Does this cat look like he's 75 years old? Holy crap, if I live long enough, I got to look as good as John, I say. Who'd you bring with you, man?
That's the olive oil.
Who'd you bring with you? Oh, it is.
This is my wife, Sheila.
Hey, Sheila, how are you? After all these years, finally get a chance to see you.
I know.
And Max, you met Max before?
Yes, how you doing, man?
Yeah, that's my grandson, and this is my son-in-law, Jack.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It was real long, man. I know.
Yeah, good.
Okay, introduction's done. Showtime, baby. What do you think? There it is. What do you think, man? Oh, my gosh. I'm happy for you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it.
It's all real, man. I called him when I was coming back from the doctor's today. He said, hey, the recall's done. He goes, I'm getting the car. I'm on my way down. It's like, well, how do you know the recall's done? I'm getting the car. I'm coming down anyways. Okay. Just a little overexcited. I get it.
Are we allowed to sit in, John?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask me. I'm like, you're asking the wrong guy. He's right there. It's right there.
I even like these wheels. I didn't know that I would like these wheels.
Can I tell the people on the vlog the wheel story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So, John's already laughing. You guys, I get it when you're ordering a car. Everything is budget constraints. You think about every option that you're ordering because you're paying for it. I get that. My buddy John, he's always been very frugal. That's why you're at this point. So when we're specking out this car, he wanted this, he wanted that. I tried so hard to get him to buy the red calipers. And you can see, it's his money, he won. So when I sent him a picture of the car that arrived, and he goes, hey, I thought it came standard with black wheels. I go, no, remember, you cheap ass, you didn't want to spend the $1,000 or the $600. He goes, oh yeah, you're right, I didn't. But you know what, though?
I did think the black wheels were part of the
No, that's
thing,
quite, that's
yeah.
all right.
No,
Yeah.
that's okay, I like that.
It's funny. But a lot of people watching can relate to that because, it's like, hey, when you get to this level, you're like, okay, I got to be cautious. It's very easy check a couple boxes, and next thing you know, you're over the mountain.
Right, but I tell you, I always buy a car for the way it looks. I mean, I always go after that
Right.
for a lot of other stuff, but
Sure.
this car, in my opinion, it had to have the spoiler in the back.
Right.
You had to have the splitter in the front. You had to have the Z51
Which means
package.
you get a Z51 to get that, right.
I love the Z51 package, even though I
Right.
don't race the car or nothing, but
Correct.
just the
No.
exhaust system, the brakes, the suspension, everything on the car.
Yeah.
The car is absolutely gorgeous.
So it looks the way that you wanted it to.
Yeah, it looks exactly the way I want it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, man. Well, hey, and I want to tell you, thank you. Now, I've apologized twice on the vlog. I'll do it in person. You didn't
Right.
know I was recording
That's
that vlog.
okay. No,
and
I'm just glad I wasn't.
you and I have had that same conversation countless times over the 20-some years we've known each other, but to capture that and share it and save it really meant a lot to me, so thank you for everything
You're
that you said.
very
dude.
welcome.
I'm
Thank you,
serious.
Rick. You're a class act.
Yeah,
you're a
you're
class
awesome.
act.
You're awesome.
You have the passion for this car, which is unbelievable.
Well, so do you.
And
I share it with you, bro.
Right, and I know you do. But if you have brought this car to a realm, so to speak, with the new one, the C8,
Right.
that most other guys don't. I mean, you're more than a car salesperson. You're
Right. Well, we've talked about this. This is not just about the car sale.
Right.
It is about you guys. It is the passion and the respect you have for the car and what it represents for you guys in your lives, and what a reward it is and what a joy it is to have one. So
yeah, no, it's
I get it, man.
And to be honest with you, I didn't know that I was actually going to do this because of my age and everything else.
No,
I
you
thought-
went actually the first time, and truth be told, the first time we actually talked about this, you left and weren't going to do it because we looked at the specs, we looked at the pricing. You said, Rick, man, I'm on retirement, man. I just don't know if I can do this. And I don't know how long it was, but it was shortly thereafter you called me back and you said, you know what? I want to order this car.
Right. I'm ever since then, the winter nights. I swear to God, the winter nights, this car got me through the winter nights, even though we had a mild winter.
Just knowing that it was coming.
Yeah,
right.
I would look at the books. I read everything you could read about this car.
Right.
It was interesting to see, having the anticipation of getting this car.
Right.
Made the time just so much more
Right.
enjoyable.
All the launches I've been a part of, and you and I have been a part of that too, seeing it, but this is the biggest one ever.
Yeah.
And all the hiccups, it's a small thing in the big scheme of where this car is going to take us.
Exactly.
Right.
And the people that are getting them, it's so fortunate. I feel so fortunate to be getting one.
Nothing worse than picking up your brand new Corvette. And it's raining. Dude, I'm sorry. What a
No
bummer.
problem, Rick.
It's
no
all right.
problem.
Rain was no way going to keep you away from today.
And we looked at the radar. It's like it was all supposed to be east of us.
You know what? This is not even on the radar. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe
All right. So as you hear it pound us right now, dude, you're sitting in your Corvette right now, man.
Hey, I'm happy.
How
I'm
do you
happy.
feel? You feel good?
I feel fantastic. I'm gonna probably sleep in it tonight.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm still in awe that the fact that I waited for this day and now it's here, and it's just one of those things where you got to be so appreciative of.
Well, and I know, if you don't mind me saying, I know you sold your last Corvette to buy cars for the grandkids.
Right.
That's
true.
That's the type of guy you are.
But I didn't
Yeah.
know how much I'd miss it.
Right. Being vetless kind of screwed your head up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, remember back in the 60s, guys made you take your shoes off because they didn't want the heel impressions into the carpet. That's right, man. Hey, congratulations.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, man. Have fun, John.
All right.
All right, we give John a send-off pat, staying right here in Ohio. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, okay, we'll rub that wing for him. Awesome. That's my buddy. Love it. I got your text late last night. Thanks for that. I appreciate that.
No, you're very welcome. It was a wonderful day. It was a fun day, and everybody. I had a chance to reflect on it. You know, when everything's going on,
Right.
it's kind of hard to take everything in and everything. And
I know.
when we got home, everybody in the neighborhood converged on us. Plus, some of my other friends knew that I was getting the car. They came over. It was nonstop. It was nonstop. I didn't. When I texted you, I finally sat down. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
It really was.
Oh, that's great though. But it felt good though, didn't it? Everybody just excited for you.
Oh God! Everybody, that car again, the enthusiasm that car has brought about on people that just because of the looks of it and everything, being it's a Corvette and everything, everybody went nuts over it.
I love it.
So it was a fun day, and my wife really enjoyed meeting you.
Oh,
She really did. She
thanks, man.
said he's such a nice guy. She said, I know why you get along, you and him get along so well.
Dude, I can't believe that all the years that you and I have known each other that I've never met her. I mean,
Yeah.
you've always been to the dealership with the guys, or we meet up at a show and stuff like that. But I mean, it was neat that she was able to come. I appreciate that, man.
Right, and I told her, I said, Sheila, I want you to meet Rick because someday you may have to call him.
Dude, don't talk.
I said,
You talked like that the last time we talked. Don't be doing that.
I
Come
know.
on,
I
man.
said, I'm just saying it because I said, I think it's important that she thinks it's always guy stuff. I said, Sheila,
Right.
you're welcome to come. She almost didn't come yesterday. I said, Sheila, how many times have I asked you to come and you never come? I said, why don't you come this time? I think you would enjoy it. I said, I want you to meet Rick to begin with.
Good.
I says, but I think you'll have a good time. And she really did. She had a super time.
I'm glad
she
she
really
came.
enjoyed it.
I'm glad she came, man. So, hey, after the rain stopped, what a pain in the butt that was. But how was the drive home, man?
That car is fabulous, just fabulous. I enjoyed driving it. I said, my God, this thing is so different than any other Corvette I've driven. It handles so nice. And I drove it like a baby. I mean, I didn't,
Right.
because you had the first 500 miles, but I let Max drive part of the way home.
Oh, boy.
I said, I'll let you drive because I want him to learn, I trust him and everything.
Wow.
And he couldn't get over it. He goes, Grandpa, this car, it's just so nice. It handles so nice. And then I let my son-in-law drive it. I let both my son-in-laws, I let my other granddaughter drive it. I let everyone take a drive in it last night. I figured, you know what? I bought this car to enjoy.
Right.
I trust you guys. I know you're not going to do anything stupid. And don't go pulling in driveways, where it's low and all that.
Right.
And they all
You teach them how to go at an angle and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, but none of them did that. They drove up where it was all flat anyway.
Good.
So it worked out nice, but everybody had a good time. And by the time at the end of the day, I thought, God, what a fun day. And I thought, it's funny. You just, like I said, you're taking it in. When the time finally, I dream about picking that car up or thinking about it.
Right.
And then when it actually happens, you're almost kind of overwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no wonder you were tired last night. Yeah,
believe me, I was. We ordered pizza. We ordered twice. She says, God, everyone's coming up here. She said, I'm going to order some more pizza. So everybody was eating and drinking and looking at the car, and just, it was fun.